In the headlines, without me, Buhari wouldn't have become president, TINIBU. Reactions trail emergence of two sons of Chief Justice in Bauchi primaries. Suspended Accountant General released from EFCC custody. And on the foreign scene, Indian officials meet acting Foreign Minister of Afghanistan to discuss bilateral ties. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Hello and welcome once again. One of the frontline presidential aspirants of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, says he led political struggle that produced President Muhammadu Buhari in 2015. Tinubu made the comment on Thursday while addressing party delegates at the Presidential Lodge in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Tinubu also categorically said he nominated Professor Yemi Osinbajo as Buhari's running mate. And about his role in the election of Governor Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State, saying his political experience in the last 25 years and he deserves to be given the chance to lead Nigeria. Tinubu was in company of Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, his Kano counterpart Umar Ganduje, and former Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima. Meanwhile, the Chief Press Secretary to Governor of Delta State, Olisa Efejiaka, says Governor Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State is capable of occupying the seat of President of Nigeria with his performance and contributions to national politics. The Chief Press Secretary stated this in response to remarks by an analyst on a TV program referring to Governor Okowa as unfit to be considered as PDP's vice presidential candidate. Addressing journalists at Government House, Asaba, the CPS said Governor Okowa has the requisite experience to not only be vice president, but president, as he has demonstrated in different capacities. Ifejiaka berated the analyst for spreading falsehood about the development of Delta State under the leadership of Governor Ifeanyi Okowa.
To even be the president of this country, but for somebody to think that he's not qualified to be the vice president of this country because of not being a national person. Of course, we know that that is malicious. That comment was very, very malicious. Osinbajo, who is now vice president, the best he has in politics was commissioner for Justice and Attorney General of Lagos State. Okowa, for all intents and purposes, was a commissioner in Delta State for 8 years. He became Secretary of State Government for 4 years before becoming a senator. Before now, not much was done, particularly in the coastal areas, the riverside, where people are really going through tough times. But Okowa braved it, went into the interior of the riverside and constructed roads. It's on record that we have 20.8 kilometers of road inside the water.
Now, mixed reactions have continued to greet the emergence of two sons of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Muhammad Tanko, as candidates for Bauchi North in the platforms of the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party. Adam Imam takes a look at the divergent views of Bauchi residents on how the two candidates emerged as their party's flag bearers. The report.
In Bauchi, many political parties have conducted their primary elections for the State House of Assembly, National Assembly, as well as governorship seat across the 20 local government areas of the state. Although the election have come and gone, what has refused to go with the election is how the two sons of the Chief Judge of Nigeria, Muhammad Tanko, who won both in the All Progressives Congress APC and People's Democratic Party PDP respectively. Ibrahim Muhammad Tanko, who is the elder brother, won the senatorial seat of Bauchi North Senatorial Zone under the platform of APC with 179 votes, defeating the incumbent Senator Bulkachua, who scored 0 votes, while the junior brother Sani Muhammad Tanko won the House of Representative ticket for Gyade Shira Federal Constituency by defeating other contestants to also emerge winner under the platform of the People's Democratic Party. However, based on the outcome of the primaries, Many people, especially supporters of both parties, are of the view that the victory of the two sons was as a result of their father's influence, despite not being a politician himself.
I cannot say that they voted because of the influence of their father. They voted because of their good behaviors of those people. As I know, if there is any problem with them, they cannot vote them at the same house like that.
Corroborating this position is Adamu Muhammad Jahun says credibility and the need to deliver effective representation led to the outcomes of the primaries.
Shi bilkatuwa da yake alal hakika gaskiya tun da aka zaɓe shi da ya tafi.
Senator Bulkatua is nowhere to be found. Since he was elected, he thought delegates or party stalwarts are like before, that you could swear with money. Not anymore. The narrative has changed. I think the outcome of the election is a lesson to all participants that they should deliver democratic dividends to the peoples they represent or get kicked out. Haji Arabi, a woman leader, dispels rumors that financial inducement determined the outcomes of the polls elections.
They are the kind of people we need in our constituency and especially in Bauchi State. For us, financial inducement during elections no longer hold sway because our electorates are wiser now. My opinion is that they have the right to aspire to whatever height they want. After all, the incumbents have nothing to offer the electorates.
Their personality and their degree of human relation with people or their community is what I can refer to as the contributing factor of their success.
Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Meanwhile, Borno State PDP governorship candidate Muhammad Ali Jajari has vowed to end one-party system in the state if elected. The party flag bearer said PDP is ready to challenge and unseat the incumbent governor Umar Zulum in next year's election. He said he will focus on insecurity, power and nepotism in the state if given the chance. Jajari, who debunked claims that PDP is involved in anti-party activities with the ruling party, described such insinuations as mere sentiments meant to sabotage PDP's existing chance of winning the 2023 polls.
Insecurity is still threatening a lot of things. Secondly, to make sure all the sacked employees, government public employees, returned back to their service. And the third one is that there should be contracts, awards done by reputable companies, not family business. Well, they're using the term direct labor, but everybody knows it's not direct labor. It's contract given to cronies, family members, and associates. And that's why most of the contracts that are done are expired within a short period of time. There's so many ways to generate power. I really do not see anything he's doing that is so impressive. Nothing. Anybody, you can do it. Anybody can do it.
There are so many sentiments in respect to how the ruling party have so many moles in our party that work for them. But with this development, you have one party, PDP. Our house now is in order, and we are preparing to take over power from APC come 2023. They have been using the IDPs for elections to win elections. Now they themselves are the one who returns those IDPs back. So from all indication, we are taking over. Plus this newly enacted electoral act, we are very hopeful. All those monkey business in election process will no longer be there. We win election. Everyone is having enough with the APC.
Now, politics in the country has been reduced to a game for the highest bidder, where only the corrupt thrive while Nigerians wallow in abject poverty. A former Kwara APC governorship aspirant, Alhaji Yakub Gobir, stated this shortly after the campaign to the Young Progressive Party, YPP, in Ilorin. According to him, the obscene monetization of electoral process is part of a grand design to scheme out the upright and competent from participating in the governance of the country. On his reasons for seeking YPP's governorship ticket, Gobir said he has since resolved to deploy his resources to prepare the youthful segment of society to effect change through his party.
The 2019 elections that ushered in the current APC government at both the state and federal levels. Yet, I must confess, I have become disillusioned with Nigeria's leadership selection process. Our democracy is an expensive and inefficient exercise which has been hijacked by money bags in an illegitimate process that cannot produce a legitimate outcome. It is a need to be on the right side of history that explains my decision to leave the All Progressives Congress and to deploy all my resources and God-given talents to build a platform for young men and women to express themselves, to vote and to be voted for, and more importantly, to take charge of their own destiny. That platform is the Young Progressives Party.
Suspended Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Idris, has been released by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The FCC spokesperson, Wilson Ojuaren, who confirmed this on Thursday, said Idris was released on bail from the custody of the Anti-Graft Agency on Wednesday night in Abuja and has since been reunited with his family. Idris was arrested by the operatives of the EFCC on May 16, 2022 over alleged 80 billion naira fraud. Meanwhile, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has closed its case against a former governor of Plateau State, Jonah David Jang, and a former cashier in the office of the Secretary to the State Government, Yusuf Pam. The case, which is before Justice C.L. Dapup of the Plateau State High Court sitting in Jos, was closed after the Commission presented 14 witnesses and tendered several exhibits. Jang and Pam are facing trial over alleged criminal breach of trust and misappropriation of Plateau State funds to the tune of 6.3 billion naira. After the prosecution closed the case, the defendants were expected to open their defense on Wednesday. However, their legal team, led by Mike Ezechome, has informed the court of their decision not to do so. Rather, Ezechome is inviting the prosecution to address the court within 14 days and hopes to reply in 10 days. While the prosecution has another 5 days to reply on point of law. Thereafter, the judge adjourned the matter to the 1st of July for adoption of final written addresses. You're watching Trust TV News Update. Still to come on the news, caring for the elderly. This and more after the break. Do stay with us. Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us on Trust TV News Update. Now a look at our top stories. Without me, Buhari wouldn't have become president, says TINIBU. Reactions trail emergence of two sons of Chief Justice in Bauchi primaries. Moving on to other news now. With over 1.6 million students participating in the ongoing West African Examination Council exam across the nation, their counterparts in Sokoto and Zamfara are for the second year running unable to participate. Now, this is due to insecurity and other administrative bottlenecks in the sector. Silas Lawan, who visited some examination centers in Yola, Adamawa, where students are writing the examination, and are calling for government intervention to boost education in the region. The report. All right, that report will come in our subsequent bulletins. President Muhammadu Buhari has lamented the surge in insecurity on African waterways, specifically within the Gulf of Guinea. President Buhari noted that the development required collaborative efforts among stakeholders to tackle. The president, who spoke at the International Maritime Conference in Onne, River State, as part of the 66th anniversary of the Nigerian Navy. The report.
Reduction in sea piracy and the listing of Nigeria from the International Maritime Bureau of Piracy list since March 2022. President Buhari said the conference will fashion out ways for collaboration among security agencies and curbing maritime crime in the collective waterways.
We agree that these threats have become transnational and have evolved beyond the scope and capability of one nation to deal with. The situation therefore calls for greater international collaboration, and this conference therefore symbolizes strategic collaborative initiative between Nigerian Navy and other international maritime stakeholders.
Earlier in his remarks, the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awal Gambo, noted that this year's International Maritime Conference, with the theme Optimizing Collaboration for Maritime Security and Socio-Economic Development in Africa, is apt and timely. Admiral Gambo noted the rising need for effective collaboration in maritime policing, stressing that the current security threat in the Gulf of Guinea is of serious concern to Africa and the global community.
This conference will provide a veritable platform to collectively perfect way forward in addressing the myriad of challenges in the maritime environment. It is therefore hoped that this forum will facilitate the much needed distance towards identifying viable concepts and constructive collaborative action plans that will support this strategic level initiative. Hence, it is against this backdrop that the theme, optimizing collaboration for maritime security and socio-economic development in Africa, was conceptualized.
Admiral Gambo said the Nigerian Navy has grown from an offshoot of the Nigerian Marines to a formidable component of the country's security architecture and a major player in the Gulf of Guinea security.
We'll now take the story of the West African Examination Council exams currently taking place. Now, with over 1.6 million students participating in the ongoing WAEC examination across the nation, their counterparts in Sokoto and Zamfara are for the second year running unable to participate. Now, this is due to insecurity and other factors. Silas Lawan visited some of these examination centers in Yola, Adamawa, where students who are writing the examination are calling for government intervention to boost education in the region. The report.
These are students of Government Science Secondary School, GSSS Gombe, sitting for the 2022 June-July West African Senior School Certificate Examination. The school registered 401 students from the total of 19,385 candidates sponsored by the Inwaya-led administration. Some visibly enlightened students say they were prepared for the examination.
In terms of our performance, I want to tell the governor that we are trying in this school and we are reading, and our teachers are highly qualified teachers who spend their times to teach us and also to study before they come to the classroom.
No, I read very hard, so hard that because I want to pass my exam. And I even spend the whole night reading because I want to score this exam. I'm expecting a very good result. I got you, inshallah.
However, Sokoto and Zamfara State's candidates were not registered for WAEC due to the inability of the state governments to settle outstanding debts. Parents in Gombe are grateful to the state government for ensuring that their children are not left out. I won't be able to pay for my child's exam fee. Without government assistance, he could have been a school dropout. It's difficult to take the responsibilities of his siblings at home and catering for the family. An educationist called on other governments in the region to emulate Gombe State and give priority to basic education by sponsoring students to take part in relevant examinations.
The student may think of spending all these 12 years and at last, in a sort of him or her, to get a certificate that can help them to go to the higher institution, but they are not being opportune. That may provoke them to start negative thinking.
Gombe State government said it is optimistic the performance of students in WAEC will continue to witness tremendous improvement.
That Gombe State, in terms of external examination, we recorded 79.5% out of a total of 15,000 students that sat for WAS. We recorded 79.5% of those of students that passed WAEC examination with 5 credits, including English and Maths. Minimum.
1,607,985 candidates in 20,221 secondary schools nationwide are writing the May-June 2022 West African Senior School Certificate Examination from Gombe. Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Now a look at the foreign scene, where a team of Indian officials have met acting Foreign Minister of Afghanistan to discuss bilateral ties with humanitarian aid in what was the first of such visits to Kabul since the group took control of the country last year. Poverty and hunger have rocked Afghanistan since the Taliban took power after the United States pulled out, and India has sent food and grains with other aid. The Taliban administration's acting foreign minister, Maulawi Amir Khan Muttaqi, met an Indian foreign ministry delegation led by J.P. Singh, a secretary in the ministry. And in sports, Germany defender Antonio Rudiger has joined Real Madrid from Chelsea on a free transfer, signing a 4-year deal. The German international, who is 29, has joined the new Spanish and European champions after rejecting Chelsea's attempt to extend his contract. Rudiger moved to Chelsea for an initial fee of £29 million from Roma in 2017. He made 203 appearances and scored 12 goals for the Blues, winning the FA Cup, Champions League, Europa League, UEFA Super Cup and Club World Cup. And that wraps up Trust TV News Update for this hour. For more news, you can subscribe and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for watching.